Nibiru, the planet X, the home of the Anunnaki, the planet that will collide with Earth. Is it real, or is it just part of some kind of conspiracy theory? Hello, my friends. Welcome to the Horizon Seeker. We use this spacecraft to travel through the universe and learn about its celestial bodies and mysteries. So let's take the cockpit. In this trip, we will talk about Nibiru, also called the Planet X. But before we start our journey, you need to know that we will talk about everything that surrounds the theory of Nibiru, including, of course, what today's scientists tell us about it. So stick with me until the end of this video, because I will also tell you about the scientific evidence for the existence of another planet on the solar system, the Planet 9. And don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell so YouTube can tell you when we are ready to go to our next trip. Let's open our internal computer simulator to talk about Nibiru. So, in 1976, a man named Zecharia Sitchin published a book entitled The 12th Planet. In this book, Sitchin translated Sumerian texts to identify a 12th planet, Nibiru, that would orbit the Sun every 3,600 years, passing by really close to Earth's orbit on the inner solar system. Sitchin believed that these ancient civilizations, like the Sumerian, knew about the existence of another planet with a very elongated orbit. It's called the 12th planet because he considered Pluto, the Sun, and the Moon, which added to the other known 8 planets, would be 12. According to his book, in one of those times that Nibiru passed through the inner solar system, one of its moons collided with Tiamat, another planet that he claims that existed between Mars and Jupiter, splitting it in half. On a second passage, Nibiru collided with one of those halves of Tiamat, fragmenting it to the asteroid's belt that exists today in that region. The other half changed its orbit and became, believe it or not, the Earth. Also, Sitchin said that the human race emerged and evolved in Nibiru, called the Anunnaki, and when it passed close to Earth, they colonized our planet, especially to get gold and other minerals. However, historians and Sumerian language researchers claim that Sitchin mistranslated the Sumerian texts. The Sumerians believed on the existence of 5 planets, not 12 like Sitchin claims, and they didn't believe that humans arrived on Earth coming from Nibiru. Also, astronomers support that cannot be an orbit like that goes through the inner solar system at about Earth's orbit for every 3,600 years and then go far beyond Pluto. It would have to be orbiting another star or giant celestial body to turn around and come back to the solar system, to not be ejected from it into deep space. And there is no evidence of a star or giant body out there. Also, even if there is a star or giant body out there, when a planet so big as Nibiru comes close to the Sun, it should disrupt the orbits of the other planets and moons of the solar system. And we see that the orbits of the planets today are stable. So, years later, in 1995, a woman named Nancy Leader, a fortune teller, created the website Zeta Talk. She claimed to have received messages from aliens telling us about the imminent Nibiru collision with Earth in 2003. Well, lucky for us, that didn't happen, and so Leader postponed the date to 2012 to match with the end of the Mayan calendar. And let me tell you a secret, it didn't happen as well. We are still here. Because of all the fuss about the end of the world that was all over the internet, NASA had to interfere, so David Morrison, a NASA scientist, said that there is no present or past signature of the existence of Nibiru, that if it was coming to hit Earth on the next few years, it should be visible and astronomers would be tracking it for at least a decade. And not only NASA's astronomers, if you are thinking of a conspiracy theory that NASA is hiding Nibiru from us. On Earth, we have thousands of amateur astronomers with their own professional telescopes that work independently. None of them has ever found evidence of Nibiru or any other planet on collision route to Earth. Oh, and Nibiru was also promised to hit Earth in 2017, and as we are still here, making and watching this video in 2021, it didn't happen as well. So, as we agree that there is no planet on collision route to Earth, we will talk about the real and scientific possibility of the existence of the planet 9 orbiting the Sun far beyond Pluto. To understand how it is believed that the planet 9 exists, we need to talk about how Neptune was found. In 1781, William Herschel found a new planet called Uranus. But as astronomers started to observe Uranus, they saw that its orbit was different from the expected following Newton's gravitation equations. In 1830, astronomers started to speculate that the difference was because of the gravity of an unknown planet. So two mathematicians, John Adams and Urbain Le Verrier, calculated where this other planet could be found. In 1946, Johann Galle, from the Observatory of Berlin, pointed its telescope to where Le Verrier told him to and found the eighth planet, named Neptune. In 2012, a Brazilian astronomer, Rodney Gomes, from Rio de Janeiro's observatory, discovered that these 6 bodies beyond Neptune have peculiar but very similar orbit inclinations compared to the other objects on the Kuiper belt. That could be explained by the existence of another planet, a 9th planet, using Newton's gravitational law. It is the 9th planet because Pluto was reclassified as a dwarf planet in 2006. In 2016, 2 astronomers from Caltech, Konstantin Batygin and Mike Brown, calculated the orbit and size that this planet 9 should have to disrupt the orbit of these 6 objects. It should be a planet 10 times the mass of Earth and also to be a terrestrial planet or a gas giant. This gas giant is believed to have been ejected from the solar system on its early years after its formation at about 4.5 billion years ago. Or else it can also be an exoplanet captured by our Sun. Its orbit should be 600 times farther from the Sun than that of the Earth, and it may orbit around the Sun every 20,000 years. But if astronomers find this planet, you don't need to worry, because it is not coming to collide with Earth. We will only have a new planet, very distant to study. So, my friends, in this trip, we've settled that Nibiru is just part of a conspiracy theory and there is no planet coming to collide with Earth. We also talked about that there may be another planet, still unknown, orbiting our Sun very far away. If you enjoyed this trip and also want more of it, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell so YouTube can tell you when we are ready to go to our next trip. Thank you and see you next time.